It's November. The time just changed. And it's dark super early and it's cold and I don't like any of that. So with the time change, there are several things that you have to keep in mind related to your mental health. I'm gonna walk you through a couple of those. So number one, with the sun going down earlier, it's going to be hard on some people to adjust with this new change. And it's even harder if you have a condition such as ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, to adjust to just the time change and it getting darker earlier. So to not get thrown off by your routine, especially things that may be working for you, just a reminder, use your phone, set some alarms and reminders to make sure that you are continually doing those things and not letting the time change mess you up. Second thing, some people need help adjusting to their change in their circadian rhythm. And again, some people will have difficulty doing that. Like their what they call time genes are messed up or thrown off and just don't work the same as other people's. So one thing that you can do is consider ultra low dose melatonin. I'm not a fan of high dose melatonin, especially when people have sleep problems. Sometimes they just flock to that being the fix or solution. I don't think that's the best approach. But in studies, they've shown that ultra low dose melatonin, which is like, beneath 0.5 of a milligram, is effective in helping people just reset their circadian rhythm. The problem is when you go to the store and look on the shelves, you're not going to really find that stuff. It's all going to be dosed to where it's like 3 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, all stuff that's way too high dose. And if I had any of that stuff, I would have problems waking up and transitioning to being awake, which is kind of what they call sleep inertia. Like I want to keep sleeping, and it's just, in my opinion, too high of a dose. I know that there's some influencers that are out there that rave and swear about megadosing. I have not had that, or I've not tried that, just because of that. I just know how I feel on the 5 to 10 milligram doses. It doesn't make me feel that great. But the low doses are worth considering, and they work really well for me. The other thing that you may want to keep in mind too is taking them at the same time every single night. Set that alarm on your phone so you make sure you get that in you. You want to take it really about 4 hours before you go to bed. And so really I time mine when the sun goes down-ish. It's coming up on 7 o'clock. That's when I'm going to take mine. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is that this time of year, when it's darker earlier, some people just don't feel as good. They feel down. The weather changes, things get gloomier outside, right? Well, that can have an effect on people's mental. So there's a condition called S.A.D, seasonal affective depression. It's common in places that are kind of dreary. United Kingdom, the Pacific Northwest, where it's kind of gloomy type of weather and there's not a lot of sun that's out. But that is without a doubt a thing that happens at this time of year. And there's some people that will sometimes say that they don't like the holidays and they get down during the holidays, and that may be for valid reasons. There may be some bad memories or what have you, but there's likely a biochemical reason that's going on as well. And what is generally coupled with S.A.D, S-A-D, is people's vitamin D levels drop. Why do they drop? Well, people don't have the access to the type of sunlight that causes you to synthesize a vitamin D in your body. Why is that? Well, at this time of year, if you are north of Atlanta, Georgia, between the months of November to March, you just can't get vitamin D from the sun anymore. There's actually a website called d.vitamin.today where you can type in your zip code and it's going to tell you what time of day you can go out and get vitamin D from the sun. Well, long story short, UVB rays are not able to get through the atmosphere because of the angle where we are relative to the sun at this time of the year because of the tilting axis of the earth. So all of that gets filtered out, and when they're not supplementing vitamin D, they're just not getting the nutrients that they need to manage their neurotransmitters in their body and the hormones that they need to kind of keep that emotional stability about them. That was one of my problems that I was experiencing as well. So I want to put some awareness to that at this time of year, you really need to make sure that you're doing a good job at getting vitamin D intake. And unfortunately, you pretty much have to do it through supplements unless you want to drop the money on a sun lamp. And part of supplementation with vitamin D is you have to make sure that you're getting the right form of magnesium. For a lot of people, that's gonna be magnesium glycinate. I know this isn't a magnesium video. There's a lot to learn about that. So join our Discord, by the way, to learn more about all these topics that I'm talking about: vitamin D, magnesium, mental health, all that stuff, exercise even, since I'm here in the gym. Join our Discord at buds1shroom.org. And I've got tons of resources that I put together there. The last thing that I wanted to bring up that I think is really helpful this time of year, and I need to make sure that I do a good job on this, is going for morning walks. I don't like the cold. Never really have like the cold. But one thing that helped when I was doing a good job, post-recovery, is going for morning walks. Andrew Huberman is the guy that kind of popularized this idea. And, you can put aside kind of what you may think about Andrew Huberman, but one of the things that I think worked really well and is good information is when you wake up, try to just take a small walk, 10 minutes. Go outside, dress appropriately so you don't freeze, but go outside and try to get into an optical flow. Optical flow is just you kind of your eyes moving and interacting with things that are around you, your surroundings, and it's kind of waking up different parts of your brain. But another thing too is when you are getting that early sun or early light exposure, that information, light information, so to speak, is hitting your eyes and it's telling you to wake up. And it's just a good way to start your day. When you come back, you kind of been outside, you're already dressed, and you're like, okay, well, that was, semi-productive, and I feel kind of good. What else do I need to do next to kind of get my morning started that may be productive? So take those 3 things, especially with the time change at this time of year, put them together, don't forget about them, and take care of yourself and your mental health. Keep trying the best you can and keep paying good things forward. Hey, and I forgot to mention, please take the time to like and subscribe to this video because it's just going to help grow the YouTube channel and hopefully get us a little bit more exposure than we currently have. And we had 28 people, new people come onto our Discord yesterday. So we are definitely growing. That's an all-time record. So I appreciate it.